Right, con. Yeah, con. So I reconnected it. So I want to get into these articles, man. Let me get into these articles. Right, and then we could pull up some scriptures. Because there's a lot going on right now, man. Hey, they're talking about a recession. They're talking about a recession coming. Which really, man, if you really look at it, man, we are already in a recession, right? Because you got people getting laid off like crazy. People are losing their jobs like crazy. So we're already in a recession, man, right? So I want to grab this real quick. Right, so this is an article, Newsbreak, right? So again, you could download the Newsbreak app and go into these articles. But it says, no soft landing, the U.S. economy is going to fall into recession in the middle of 2024, a city's chief economic says. So America's about to fall into a recession, man, right? So it says the U.S. economy is headed for a recession in the middle of 2024, city's chief U.S. economic said. The economy data seems strong, but it is hinting at signs of decline, man. So it's going to get real bad in America real soon, man. You think prices is high now, man. Real soon, prices is only going to increase, right? And people are struggling already, man, right? People are having to get 2-3 jobs just to try to get by. And even that's not working, man, right? You got people that's making $150,000 a year and they can't even get by with that, man, right? You got people that own homes and trying to build a home like a smaller type house behind their house so they could get so they could rent it out as Airbnb or just rent it, period, because they're going through it. You got what they call it, foreclosing. A lot of homes are being foreclosed, man, because people cannot afford their mortgages, man, right? People can't afford their mortgages. So do that sound like things are getting better? Do that sound like things are getting better when you pulling up articles talking about recession, right? So more and more people are going to lose their jobs, man. Just imagine when it start hitting the construction work. Just imagine when layoffs start happening with construction, right? That's going to be bad for this. That's going to be bad for infrastructure, man, because they still have to replace the roads when the roads start getting bad, or when it start raining too damn hard and the rain creates sinkholes, man. They have to fix these type of things. Or what they're going to end up doing is they're going to end up getting barricades to barricade those holes up, and the hole is just going to be stuck there until it gets worse, man. Because once it start hitting construction, man, you're going to start seeing major problems in the infrastructure. Shit, they already not wanting to replace a lot of the damages that's done to these bridges, man, right? So when you have these bridges that's been up for so long and then they're collapsing because the city don't want to be flushing a lot of money into that shit, man, right? The city already don't want to give you people Social Security and food stamps. You got the elderly right now, right, are afraid that Social Security isn't going to help them with the cost of living, man, because with the increase in the cost of living is going to affect their Social Security that they get, and they're shutting down the food stamps, so Americans that's getting food stamps won't be able to get food stamps no more, man, right? That's going straight to the immigrants that's crossing the border. So things that's supposed to be given to you, they're given to immigrants. Things that's supposed to be given to the American people, they're given to Ukraine, or they given to Israel, man, because they're supporting Israel and giving Israel more weaponry and more money, man. But what about the American people? What about the people that's out here homeless, right? What about the people that can't get anything to eat or take a goddamn shower or have somewhere to live than a damn tent? Well, guess what? They're giving that shit over to another nation, man, right? And people are waking up and seeing these things. How is it you had that dude Orlando Bloom? You know, he kind of, not Orlando Bloom, is his name Orlando Bloom? the dude that played That's So Raven, man. But you had him, the actor that played That's So Raven, now rapper, right? He said, hey, they could give the people turnips, they could give the people apples. You making us pay for water. So hey, you even got guys like him that that's not all there, but waking up to what's going on in America, man. So if you got dudes like him waking up, you obviously have a small amount of people in America waking up, period. That's why you starting to see more and more people make videos on what's going on within America and within the economy, man. Because they could tell you that the economy is getting better, but you can only see that it's getting worse, man. So they're lying to the people. And that's prophesied, because the scripture says when they begin to say peace and safety, then sudden destruction, man. Right? When they tell you that the economy is getting better, but you got to work 2-3 jobs just to get by, how is it getting better, man? How is it getting better if you're going to raise more interest rates on people, man? You got women out there complaining about not being able to pay their student loans. There was a guy that said you got more women buying houses, but guess what? Being that you got more women buying houses, you also got more women losing their houses and getting foreclosed on, man. Because one thing, a woman needs a man, because man thinks rationally and understandably when dealing with getting houses and shit, man, or starting up a business. You got these women, they turn around and they make a bunch of money, and then they get a house and then lose that shit, man. Because one, a lot of times they don't understand the interest rates that's going to be on it, and they don't understand how the society is going on. Like businesses have to pay attention to what's going on with the economy, man, in order for them to keep their business going. Because if the economy begins to become more messed up the way it is, then they have to look into these things, man. Because look, then they might have to start laying off workers, or they might have to start going bankrupt, man. And a lot of companies right now are going bankrupt. So it's only getting worse in America, man. Nothing is getting better. Nothing is getting better. Right? How you making $150,000 a year, but you struggling, man? You struggling. You struggling to keep your house, your mortgage going. So now you're foreclosed on your home. You struggling to pay a $60,000 car note, right? But you was making just enough money to pay for these things, man. So not only is the cost of living is getting worse, you got men out here trying to deal with women that wants you to make 6 figures. So the madness of being in America, man, is the madness, the confusion, and the delusion that these people live in, man. And you definitely delusional as hell if you think things are gonna get better. And I just made a video on this morning, right? So it says the U.S. economy is headed for a recession in the middle of 2024, and a recession is going to be worse than 2008, man. It's already been worse, man. Right? Especially if you've been working a job for 10, 15 years. You've been working a job for 10, 15 years, and then you get laid off. And then if you also, look at it as well, you've been working a job for that long, but you have no experience in anything else, man. So how hard is it going to be for you to try to get into another occupation, right? So the U.S. economy is headed for a recession in the middle of 2024. Citi's chief U.S. economics said the economy data seems strong, but is hinting at signs of a decline. As seen in the latest job report, credit card delinquency rates are also on the rise, and retail sales data has shown a drop in activity. You got a lot of people making purchases with credit cards, and they not paying their credit cards off, man. So on top of that, you got student loans that people aren't being able to pay off, man. So you got delinquency in student loans, you got delinquency in credit cards, man, and credit card payments, right? So if America have hit its debt, then they're gonna have to default on their debt, man, which is bad for the dollar. That's why the dollar is dropping like crazy. Why do you see that cryptocurrency is going up? How is cryptocurrency going up? Because the dollar is becoming more devalued. Every time the dollar devalues, cryptocurrency gets stronger, because now people could put more money towards cryptocurrency, right? That's why you have Bitcoin at what, 51,000 as of right now. So every time the dollar devalues, cryptocurrency goes up. So that's signs of a decline, right? The soft landing dream is over. Instead, the U.S. economy is headed for a recession in the middle of 2024, Citi says. There's this very powerful and seductive narrative around a soft landing, and we're just not seeing it in the data. Citi's chief U.S. economics, Andrew Holshorst, said in a CNBC interview, on the surface, the data looks great. The economy is benefiting from historically low unemployment, strong consumer spending, and robust GDP growth. GDP is gross domestic product, man. So you could look up gross domestic product, right? So it says, but there's more going on with the numbers than meets the eye. The question is, where are these forward-looking indicators showing us that we're not going to go? Holshorst said, one place the economy is showing a weakness is the labor market. January had a blowout job report, adding 353,000 jobs to the economy, but Holshorst noted that if you scratch beneath the surface, the number of hours worked is falling. It says the number of full-time workers has decreased, and sectors such as the restaurant industry have settled on hiring, man. So things are only getting worse, man. And then, you know, you got people talking about how Gen Z don't want to work because Gen Z seeing that by working, they're not going to make any money, man. They're not going to make any money to actually live. And there's videos and articles going out on that right now. But millennials and Gen X are the hard-headed ones, man. Because millennials and Gen X believe that if you go to a job and bust your ass, you're going to make the amount of money that you need in order to, you know, provide for your life. And that's not happening. And the millennials are starting to see that. I actually brought out an article last Saturday on that. Millennials are either, one, quiet quitting, right? And quiet quitting is where the millennials only work what pretty much what their occupation requires them to do. They're not going to do any more or any extra. So they're only going to do that which is required of them. And that's the millennials, right? So millennials are starting to see it because hard work ain't getting you no damn where. And then Gen X are starting to bear witness to it because they're starting to see that all the hard work that they put in during their time isn't benefiting them in retirement, man. So if Gen X is losing Social Security in retirement, then what do you think that's going to happen with Gen Z, man? And that's why they don't want to work. That's why they're doing more YouTube content creation than anything else. They don't want to work the 9 to 5s because it's not providing for the cost of living, man. So the cost of living getting worse. Why would you want to go to a 9 to 5 that's only willing to pay you no more than $17 an hour, man? You're not going to be able to get nowhere, man. You know, because rent is still at an all-time high. Even though they're talking about bringing rent down, it's still at an all-time high. You could have rent up to about $2,200 a month, living in a house. They could bring that shit down to $1,600. It's still not good enough. It's still not gonna be good enough, man. So people are starting to realize that, especially Gen Z, man. Gen Z is saying, look, I'm not about to work my ass off to have to pay for a $500,000 house. You out of your mind, man. You out of your mind. And the crazy thing is that the majority of people that's making YouTube content creators be millennials, man. You see more millennials making content creation than you would see Gen Z. Millennial is from the ages of 27 to 40, man. I think 40 or 45 or something like that, right? But you see more of them doing content creation than you actually see Gen Z, man, doing it, right? So it says, one place the economy is showing a weakness is the labor market. It says January had a blowout job report, adding 353,000 jobs to the economy. But Holshorst noted that if you scratch beneath the surface, the number of hours worked is falling. Even a job that I'm working at, man, they're cutting down hours big time. They'll give us a certain amount of jobs, but close to the end of the day, they'll snatch them out of our hands, and we'll barely get 8 hours, man. So they're cutting hours work, and you gotta ask yourself that question: why are they cutting hours work? Right? So now you're not even getting 8 hours. Shit, you could barely. If you get, it's rarely to get lucky to even make overtime, depending on the job that you're working at, depending on the occupation that you do, right? Because these companies, they're starting to save more money. They want to save more money because, like I said, man, these companies are paying attention to what's going on within the economy, man. They see what's going on in the economy. It's just the everyday people out here, they don't really see it like that, man. Right? They see just working harder, man, or doing just content creation, right, to get more money, right? But even content creators are you're gonna get affected by the economy as well, man, right? You're gonna be affected by it as well. So it says that's the key to the economy. What happens in the labor market? Halorist said if the unemployment rate stays low, people could continue to spend, the economy holds up, but he added that the unemployment rate was expected to start rising, which will be the sign that we're going to have a more material decline in the U.S. economy, man. So you're going to have more of a decline in the U.S. economy, right? With people working less or not wanting to work or being laid off, man. And you're starting to, you see the effects of that. Salakia, you see the effects of that, right? So there's another article that I want to get in, but before I grab it, I want to get a precept. I want to get a precept. I gotta wait for it to open real quick. Right, so this is the book of Ezekiel, the 7th chapter, right? The 3rd verse. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. And my eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh power, and evil and only evil, behold, is come. Because these devils, look, if you're actually reading what's going on in America, they're actually purposely crashing the economy, man. Right? Because you got to think about it. If they send money to Ukraine and Israel, that means that money is not in the U.S. economy anymore. So if that money is not in the U.S. economy anymore, then what steps do they have to take to get that money back into the economy? They got to print more money. They print more money. That causes the money to become more. It devalues the dollar, just like Zimbabwe, man. When Zimbabwe was out there printing money like crazy, it devalued their dollar further. So they needed barrels of money to even pay for bread, water. So anytime when you're printing money, it devalues the dollar. And then now that Russia, I believe as of right now, Russia is only using about 20% of the dollar. They went from 75% to now 20%. So if you got more nations that's using less of the dollar, then that's bad for the economy. Because now if the nations are using Hey, Salakia, man. Salakia. I'm going to turn the camera around real quick. But yeah, man, if you're wondering why I'm laughing, man, I don't even know. I don't know if that's a female. I don't know if that's a dude. But that motherfucker got a mustache. Hey, man, this is why this place have to go, man. Hey, what did the Lord say, man? For I am not the author of confusion, man. That's confusion. That motherfucker got a mustache, got a lineup, hair look like somebody spray painted it. This shit, wow, bro. That's definitely a man or a transgender or some shit, right? But this is what you get out of the world, bro. This is why America needs to be destroyed. This is why this place got to go, because you got more and more wickedness and evils that's going into the world like that, man. Right? The Lord didn't accept that. The Lord don't accept that shit, man. This is why Sodom and Gomorrah was wiped the hell out of the earth. But you got women that promote shit like that. Women do, man. Women promote shit like that. You know, a lot of women friends be gay friends, man. And the crazy thing is that these gay friends that these women have, they all be, you know, messing around with each other. And not to get off the topic, the subject that we're at hand, but there was one time where I was watching a YouTube video. This gay dude said he used to mess around with his friend that was a girl, and because he said that she wanted to, experiment with some shit, and so she used him as the experiment. So he used to pop her ass. But also pop, other men, bro. So that spreads diseases. But this is what you get out of the world. So if he does anything with her, she's gonna go do something with another man, not knowing that the guy that she gets with won't know that she's been messing around with her gay friend, right? So hey, man, America is gonna be destroyed, man, because of the increase in wickedness and the things that these people do. That was madness, man. That's why I had to turn the camera around, right? So Ezekiel 7:4, and my eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thy abominations shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil beholders come. Right? That evil means bad times, man. So bad times is on the rise. The Lord is about to bring, the scripture says, for I have created the wicked for the day of evil. And that evil is, that great evil is going to come from Esau, going into Revelations 12:12. Right? For he knoweth that the devil has come down, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So with everything that's going on in the world, and you people are not paying attention to it, you're going to get caught up in it, man. That always bring me back to Texas, man. When that winter storm came to Texas, and they warned the people of the storm at least a week or 2 weeks ahead of time. People didn't take the warning, and you had Jake was dying, man, freezing over. Jake will go to his car, turn on his car to get warm, and then but he'll freeze over, man. He'll die. Right? That happened in Texas. But they warned people. But that was the time for you to get ready for the storm to come, if you were warned that it was going to come. But Jake don't take shit seriously, man. Jake don't take nothing seriously. And because Jake isn't serious about things, that's why he's going to get caught up in the things that's coming to this world. We just got into an article about the economy and a recession coming. So when Jake get up to go get a damn job, you're going to be rejected, because more and more people are getting rejected, right? They can sit here and say, oh, we got 353,000 jobs open, but at the same time, people getting laid off. People are getting laid off faster than they can hire people, man. Right? And because of the cost of living, people don't want to work. That's from Gen Z to the millennials now, man. And even Gen X are like, damn, I gotta go back to work. I done fucking retired. I retired from nursing. I retired from doing et cetera, but now I gotta go back because my pension, right? I've been having to put it towards my bills that are now costing more now, right? So the only way you somewhat would get away with it if you own a house. But look how hard it is to own a house, right? And a lot of times the houses are owned is because they are inheritance, an inheritance by their parents, man. When the houses cost between $247,000, right? So now what you got, houses that's costing up to $500,000, right? And people ain't making enough money to even get a home. So the American dream is done, man. It's finished, right? So the only option you have is to try to work 3 or 4 jobs. People can't do that, man. That's too much of a mental strain on people's minds, man. Right? And you'll have people committing suicide, man. Look at Esau, man. Esau work a job for 15, 20 years, and if he loses that job, he'll commit suicide. They call it homicide suicide or something like that. I forget how they call it, but it's called something like murder suicide. It's called murder suicide. Esau will murder his whole family and commit suicide after. Hey, that was a guy that just recently did that, man. He killed his whole damn family. I think he had a son. He killed his son, his wife, and then he put his head on the train track and waited for the train to come to take his head off. And they found out that he did it because he didn't have enough money to afford his bills, man. So people gonna be devastated when they losing jobs and they get paid at jobs for $100,000 to $150,000 and you get laid the hell off. And you've been working at that career for half your damn life, man. So it says, Ezekiel 7:5, thus saith the Lord, power and evil and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come. It watches for thee, behold, it is come. The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwelleth in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near, man. So things are only going to get worse. It's not going to get better, man. So, hey, man, your dreams are going to be crashed. Hey, the scriptures tell you, he that chases a dream is like chasing a shadow on a damn wall. Hey, he that chases a dream is like chasing a shadow on a wall. You put more of your focus into trying to make money and not putting your focus into repenting and coming to the Lord, which is going to deliver you from all of the hell that's coming to the world, man. Right? These people ain't paying attention, man. But hey, there was one lady that passed and said that I was right. She was like, you're right, you're right. Well, hey, I'm not right. The Lord is right, because the Lord put it in our spirit to come out here and speak the things that we've been watching for, man. Because if you ain't measured in the times and you ain't seeing the things that's taking place, and you're gonna be screwed, man. And you gonna be trying to wonder what's going on. Just like in the movie Leave the World Behind, they was lost, man. They didn't know what was going on. All they knew is that the lights were shut down. But the prophets, we're telling you that the Lord is bringing these things upon the earth. Your ass is gonna go back into the Stone Ages, man. Right? And it's just gonna be too late for you, man. It's gonna be too late. So get right, or the Lord is bringing great evil to the earth. So it says again, the morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwelleth in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near, and the sounding again of the mountain. So the day of trouble is near, man. Right? It didn't say the day of peace. It didn't say the day of being prosper. It didn't say the day of happiness. It said the day of trouble, man. When you go into 2 Timothy's the 3rd chapter, right, which we're going to end it real soon. 2 Timothy the 3rd chapter, the 1st verse says, this known also, then in the last days perilous times shall come. So when you go into that word perilous, which we can grab right now, the word perilous means hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous. It says harsh, fierce, savage. You know, savage. People are going to get savage out here. People are going to turn into savages, man. Can you imagine when there's a lack of food and a lack of water, and you can't feed your damn kids, how savage people get, man? They make movies on it, like The Platform, man. That movie Platform was a perfect example how people get when they can't eat, man. So when these truck drivers ain't bringing that blood in, which they're the blood of America, when they not bringing the blood in, when they not bringing in that food for you people to eat, you're gonna be screwed out here, man. When your damn kids are sitting on the damn floor on the couch crying because they can't eat, right? Because people are gonna turn into savage. They're gonna be savages. So when you go into the Strongs, it says fierce, perilous. The Strongs, it says through the idea of reducing the strength, difficulty. It says dangerous, or by implication, furious, fierce, or perilous, man. Right? So that word right there, man, difficulty, man. The word difficulty, because this is what's happening. Is difficulty times are going to come. Some people, not all people, know that, man. That's why you got some people doing what, man? Some people are getting guns, bullets, right? Getting body armor, right? Because they know that when these things begin to happen, right? When they shut down more stores, they know how desperate people can get. So they're gonna want to protect their families, man. Right? You got people building bunkers, right? People building bunkers, and I'm not talking about Mark Zuckerberg or any of them billionaires. I'm talking about just regular ass people, right? With regular ass jobs that have a house, that owns their house, and they're building a bunker in the backyard, man. You'll be surprised that you'll start seeing more people building basements in Arizona. There's actually a couple jobs that I have, because I work in national construction, right? And when I go to these jobs, some of these homes, they're building basements now, man. Right? I seen a dude, man. This dude, man, is building. There's a basement that he's building that goes deep underground, man. Like, it's deep. I wanted to take pictures of it, but I was like, nah, because he might trip about it if I was to take pictures of it. Then there's another house where a guy is doing it. But when I say regular people, I'm not talking about people from the fucking hood. I'm talking about people that got a little bit of bread, maybe working in engineering or technology and shit like that. And they live in like many mansions, man. They live in many mansions, and they're building like I don't know whether if they're bunkers or basements, but I'm starting to see a lot more of them get built, man. Because some of these people actually see what's about to happen, what's about to take place. Because you're going to have the time of the purge. The purge is going to happen, man. And the purge isn't going to happen. It's not going to happen in the sense of they're going to ring a big-ass alarm and people going to just get to killing each other. There's going to be even events that happen that causes such a thing to happen up on the earth. And that's going to be the lack of water, the lack of food. Right now, there was an article that came out that the U.S. is running out of water, man. That's why they want to do a desalination on the ocean to bring water to the U.S. because the U.S. is running out of water, man. Right? So things are only getting worse. Man, what the hell is wrong with that bird, man? But yeah, we're going to finish this off, and then we're going to end it from there. So let me get this in the book of Daniel. Let me get the book of Daniel, and then we're going to end it. So Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book, man. So other than that, man, Lord willing, this was edifying. I like to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I like to say Shalom.